Shooting one.
One shot.
Denver trails by 19. And again, it's Denver missing.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Here's Roach. No good from outside.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Oh, they pick off the pass. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thank you, BA. Technology is key for NBA growth. Commissioner Silver said we can now see where we lose viewers, for example, stoppages for replays. One way around that is creating technology that can instantaneously make objective calls like out of bounds, and in doing so, create a better pace to the game. BA?
All right, Allie, thanks for the report. Shot clock at 2. Three-pointer, no good.
Hey, the struggle is real. He hasn't found much success with his offense today.
Here's Big Dog, averaging around 6 a game. Melo gets the bucket.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, and that's the effectiveness of the two-man game right there.
To the paint. To halt the run. Rebound, Toronto.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
If he can just make a couple of buckets, though, this can all be put in his rearview mirror.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
So David Adelman's decided to call timeout here. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan.
They're giving up a lot of points in the paint. That's something they have to address here.
The rotations right now are just not good enough. That's going to be a problem defensively all night.
Rebounded by Perez. Perez has got 9 rebounds now.
You have to credit their effort.
Oh, that was incredible! Oh, my goodness!
Balanced play has given them the lead and also quieted this crowd.
I think everybody in here is in shock. In many ways, their team just hasn't shown up.
To snap the cold streak. Shot clock at 5. Rebound, Toronto. Perez has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Here's Big Dog. Pass to Roach. Here's Melo. Oh, ripped away! 41 seconds left in the third. Denver moving it around. Down low. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
All it takes is a half second of carelessness, and someone will be rocking the rim going the other way.
Pass to Roach. Here's Melo. Jacks up a 3. Sinks it again. That's his 7th made field goal in 11 tries.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They should continue to ride the hot hand.
They set the pick to the middle. Ooh, went in there strong and tried to power it down. But he drew the contact, and he'll head to the line. Denver shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
Number 34. 2 shots.
That one misses. Toronto making a switch here. That one's no good. And so it's Toronto with a commanding lead to end the quarter. 27 points, looking good. And they've been shooting the lights out from the arc. All those threes have this poised for a blowout. We'll be right back with you shortly. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
Yeah, playing for one another. That's the definition of teamwork.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. So for Toronto right now, we've got Davis, and it's Big Dog in at the point guard position. Clock at 6. Fires top of the key. Joseph can't hit.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
Pass to Big Red. Here's Big Dog. Offensive rebound. Oh, somehow misses the one-handed flush. And for Denver, they're shooting about 41%. No good on the 3.
Well, the defense should consider themselves lucky there because he's not usually one to miss those kinds of looks.
All right, Tim, you've covered the NBA for a long time now. What's one thing you wish you could change about how we cover the game?
Well, I think there's a temptation to boil it down to hot takes, and I'd much rather see us cover the appreciation that we all have for the nuances of the actual basketball.
Game has never been more skilled than it is right now.
Take a break.
Totally agree.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
And man, looking good from the line so far this half.
Okiki's checked in for Toronto. And both free throws good for Graham. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Pass to Jackson. There's the drive and the dunk by Jackson.
Now that's how you capitalize on a screen.
Yeah, good positioning, too. Gave him a clear path to the hoop.
Yeah, not only does he create the space he needs, but then he attacks downhill.
The 3, and the three-pointer goes.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Griffin outside. And with players now able to earn money at the collegiate level, what does that do for the NBA legs?
Well, I do think overall it's a good thing. As a former college athlete myself, I love to see these guys get rewarded, and possibly you get to the league, you're a little bit more polished and grown up.
Bottom line is you may have made some money, but when you have a chance to play against the best of the best, that's why you go pro.
There's nothing like it.
Graham. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
And he drops the first. And both free throws good for Graham. Moving along, 2 minutes gone in the fourth. Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
There's Jackson with the three. Rebound, Toronto. Davis has got 15 rebounds here tonight. To the wing on the left. He takes it in. Big Dog can't get it to go. Denver has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the fourth quarter. He shoots it. And again, it's Denver missing. For Toronto, they've gone 1 of 4 since the fourth quarter began. Now Davis. Inside. Here's Big Red. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here.
He drops yet another dime. Just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Line for the away team. 0 at the line for 1.
One shot.
And Grant, many of the newer rules have helped unlock offenses. Any need to help out the defense?
You know, I think the rules are fine, B.A. It's just about allowing defenders to do their job and limiting the cheap foul calls so they can stay on the floor.
Griffin in the post, looking to end the run. Rebounded by Perez. Perez has got rebound number 11. Here's Big Dog. Okiki, the pass to Graham. And stolen by Jackson. From deep, Rose. Rebounded by Big Red. Toronto has gone 1 for 3 in the fourth quarter from range. Here's Big Dog. Three-pointer. The kick out to Graham. Big Dog passes to Perez. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Big Dog. And again, Toronto, no good.
It's been a quiet game for him to this point on the offensive end, but the team has still played well enough to hold the lead.
Rose outside. Tries the spin move. And there's Griffin. That's good. On the assist from Rose. Griffin's got his first 2 points of the night. Here's Big Dog. And in recent years, Legs, we're seeing a lot of young teams having success. Also, depth playing big dividends. What's changed?
Well, I think with today's up-tempo style, more players have to cover more ground. It just makes sense that younger, deeper teams are better equipped to handle all that wear and tear.
Young players seem to be more welcome, too, in the NBA culture.
No doubt. They're going to get an opportunity sooner.
Now here's Graham. Pass to Big Dog. Here's Okiki. Here's Big Red. And again, Toronto, no good. And for Denver, they're shooting around 30% since the fourth quarter got underway. Here's Rose. Jackson outside. Fires from deep. Pass to Joseph. And it's all from three-point range. Toronto shooting at about 51% for the game so far on this one. Here's Big Dog. Shot clock at 6. Lets it go from the wing. Griffin pulls down the board. Griffin's got his 4th rebound in this one.
He's stacking up the missed shots right now. He needs to find another part of his game that can help his team.
Well, Tim, with the new CBA, we're likely to see a lot more multi-team trades just to make the money work.
Yeah, it's more complicated than ever to trade guys straight up. So now teams have to find ways to make moves that involve bringing in an extra team to absorb salaries.
Those puzzle pieces just got a lot more complicated.
So hard to figure it out.
Here's Big Dog. And the officials will call the illegal screen here.
And after a first half where he didn't turn it over once, that has sure changed here in the second.
And here's Denver. Fires from the wing. Rebounded by Perez. Perez has got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Pass to Melo. They still need this. Good. 8 buckets in 12 attempts.
And that's 4 from deep on the night, with 3 of them coming in this half.
Jackson outside. "19-footer. Rebound Toronto. Here's Big Dog. And the NBA certainly responsive to the fans, Tim, but some say they just want to complain.
Well, the social media era has given fans more of a voice than ever before, but it also breeds shorter attention spans, so the league is right to be proactive. Yeah, he had a size advantage right there, and he took advantage of it.
Denver is shooting just 37% in the game. It's tipped. And they're pushing it up. And there's the lob. Lets it go from deep. Rebound Toronto. Perez has got 14 rebounds tonight. Going after it. And 1:01 left in the fourth quarter of this one. 6 on the shot clock. The 3 ball. And it goes. That makes him 9 for 13 now.
You got to give them respect. They're doing everything they can to close this out.
And this run should seal this win. What a timely burst.
The offensive rebound.
Well, if you take low percentage shots, you are going to have difficulty making them.
Big Dog passes to the Wizard. And again, Toronto with a triple.
They really came in with the right mindset today. I can guarantee you their flight home will be filled with some smiles.
It is never easy to win on the road, but they rose to the challenge.
3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Jackson outside. Shot to stop the run. That shot off the mark.
Look, I know he wanted to answer with a 3 of his own, but you got to play smarter. Play your game, not theirs.
And so Toronto takes the win. To walk into enemy territory and deliver a performance like that, that says a lot about this squad.
They really came in looking confident and didn't let anything shake them. This is what a dominant team looks like.
And that about wraps it up. For reporter Allie LaForce and for Tim Legler and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson saying thank you for joining us. And time now to present our player of the game.
Let's meet your Detroit starting lineup. At power forward, 6 feet 10 inches, number 33, Bonte, number 33. In the middle, at 7 foot 0 inches, number 53, number 53. At point guard, 6 feet 4 inches, number 7, number 7. Starting at the other forward position, standing 6 foot 8, number 6, Levi James. At the other guard position, at 6 foot 6 inches, number 28, Quincy Orton.
Looking at the players on these rosters, Doris, we see some elite guards on both teams.
Absolutely, Kevin. And the nice thing is these guards are both playmakers and scorers, and the teams rely heavily on their productivity.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup, we've got Shake and Bake. Boomer out there with Johnson. And there's Duncan.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Here's Johnson following the 3 by Detroit. A 3 ball. No good that time. James outside. Pass to Washington. Yes, it's James picking up the assist.
Hit works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
Minnesota shooting their first foul shot of the night.
At the line for one.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Pass to Washington. Here's Big Daddy. Pocket 6. And taken away by Johnson. And they're pushing it up. And it's blocked. And they'll keep possession. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Pass to Washington. Shot clock at 6. Here's the Wizard. Good on the shot.
And this is the attack mindset you want to see coming into the game.
Get it to the right guy, get a high percentage look, and that's the kind of game they want to play tonight.
Now here's Johnson. Coming in off a 10-point game his last outing. James looking it over. Now Washington. No good from outside. Pass to Lively. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Stolen by Washington. Here's Big Daddy to the inside. The Wizard. Nice Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
You know, that's using speed and quickness to combat size. By the time the defense reacts, it's far too late.
Here's Boomer. Another miss by Minnesota.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now, here's Washington. Coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. Picked off in midair. To the middle. Here's Johnson. Rebounded by the captain. Detroit leading by 5. Down low. Banked in off the glass.
This is the kind of start they were hoping for.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. And let's now take a look at some of the numbers for him. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Pass to Boomer. Back to Johnson. Lets it go with a 3. Rebound, Detroit.
Sometimes the game requires you to just keep at it, so he's got to be aggressive.
Here's Duncan. Here is Boomer. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
He had a nice open look right there. 6 points for the Monster.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Here is Boomer. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. Out to the right wing. Just 4 to shoot. Baseline jumper. That's short off the rim. And so James will bring it up for Detroit. They're leading by 8.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd. And that's obviously easier said than done.
I'll tell you this. It looked like they wanted to get out of town as quickly as possible. The problem is their defense went with them.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Duncan against Washington. Here's Lively. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Detroit leading by 11. Pass to the Wizard. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
First personal foul.
Break in the middle of a season like this. What possible road bumps could teams run into?
Well, I think it's important that players not fall into that trap of looking too far ahead, right? This is when it's important for a team to stay focused and be in the moment. These are the dog days of the season.
First one falls for him. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
This is a guy who will happily go to the line if that's what the defense wants to give him.
Duncan outside. Johnson wide open. He fires. Offensive struggles continue. Missing again.
Boy, this guy has completely lost his focus. Nothing working.
Pass to Big Daddy. Now Washington fires the 3. They set the pick. Misses the J after tricking the D with the nifty pass fake. Boomer the pass to Lively. And stolen by James. Got a piece of it.
And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. The captain's checked in for Detroit. Nice ball movement by Detroit. James outside. Here's the captain. 6 on the shot clock. Lets the 3 fly. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. Minnesota trails by 13. Blackman, the pass to Lively. Pass to Boomer. For the 3. Hands it from downtown. Boomer's got his second basket of the night.
Now, this is a guy who wants to score, so don't let him catch a rhythm.
Washington passes to the Wizard. Back to Washington. Pulls it from the elbow. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Washington's got 8 points. Deflects the pass. James with it. He's picked up by James. A shot by Washington, and he's wide open. Gets a very good look and converts. And Detroit leads by 15. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Detroit.
I mean, they've come out aggressive defensively, getting into them and coming up with some cookies along the way.
You know, also, they've been incredible on the fast break, taking those chances, playing with great pace.
Let's go to the 2K leaderboard to look at the teams that specialize in intimidation.
And these teams have both hung their hat on their defense, especially in the paint. We're looking at 2 of the premier shot blocking teams in our league.
Minnesota trails by 15. Lively with it. He had 15 points last out. Boomer gets the bucket.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Lively against Scott. Here's Rodriguez. It's hauled in by Harris.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
Rebounded by the captain. And it's Detroit's ball. They're on a 19-7 run. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
And give them credit for approaching this game with the right energy and intensity. This team has attacked every chance they've gotten.
Here's Lively. Now, here's Washington. And no good that time. Lively inside. He's covered by Washington.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through.
Rodriguez feeling it out a bit. Launches a 3. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. 1:05 left to play in the first quarter. Lively against Scott. Lively the pass to Boomer. And right away they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. Boomer's got 10 points.
This guy's been impressive this quarter, putting his team on his back.
Washington kicks to Rodriguez. The kick out to Scott. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Minnesota trails by 13. And a wide open look for James. Off target from 3-point range. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's the lob to the hoop. And then Washington with the dunk.
Building up a big early lead. They have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Scott against Lively. the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Personal foul.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
And to this point on the season, guys, 80% from the line. He's done a really good job.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. And both free throws good for Lively. And so is Detroit. 13 points up at the end of the period. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
They just came into this game with the mindset of sharing the basketball.
When you keep everyone involved at the offensive end, it keeps everyone engaged in other areas as well.
James is out there with the captain, and it's the Wizard, and it's Big Daddy. That's the group for Detroit right now. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Here's James. Rebound, Detroit.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in.
And you lay that pass out there just like a great quarterback. Let your teammate run to it.
Inside. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Here's the Wizard. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
First personal foul.
GA, you hear about 3-level score. But is it just 3 levels?
2 shots.
Great point. Kevin, you've got guys with that deep range, and there's a difference between the mid-range game, those floaters, the little 12-footers, and those deep twos as well. So maybe 5-level score is complete. Think of like a 5-2 player in baseball.
And he makes the first. Johnson, he's checked in for Minnesota. And he makes the first, but misses the second. Minnesota trails by 16. Outside, James. Pass to Johnson. Here's Duncan. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Detroit's gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. The captain, Johnson, with the block. To the paint. It's tipped. And he uses the glass on the layup. Johnson's got his second bucket of the night.
And that's right where they wanted to go with the ball, in rhythm.
James outside. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. After the captain. Hits it from three-point range. The captain's got 6.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's ready to talk things through with them. Boomer's checked in for Minnesota. Already a lot of talk about who's going to take part in the three-point contest this season. And here's a look at the players most likely to make it.
And so many great shooters in the NBA these days. And these guys, quite frankly, the best of the best. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a scoring record broken in this year's competition.
You look at Washington. he's going to need to leapfrog quite a few great shooters if he's going to be a part of the three-point festivities in All-Star Weekend. But, maybe he can do it.
I mean, anything's possible, especially if he has a few big games from beyond the arc before All-Star Weekend. That'd give him a nice bump in the voting.
And we'll keep you posted as we find out more. And as we get closer to the three-point contest, once we have our final list of official contestants.
Yeah, it's going to be very competitive. That's the one thing we all know. We've got an incredible group of long-distance shooters in this league right now.
Here's the Wizard after the basket by Minnesota. James, a screen on Duncan. 6 to shoot. James outside. Here's the captain. They grab their own miss. Beyond the arc. Buries it from three-point range.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Here's Boomer. And the rejection by James. Unloads from 13. It's hauled in by Boomer. Minnesota trails by 18. High post Johnson. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
Detroit leading by 18. Here's the Wizard. He's got 10. Fires the three. And another three for Detroit.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Minnesota. This game against Detroit here, it's their first meeting of the season.
And you have to love it when there's a matchup like this. Two teams that are at the top of their respective conferences going at it.
And the fact that they split their two meetings last season. Does one try to get a leg up?
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Detroit leading by 19 points. Duncan defending to the inside. Here's the Wizard. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
That's a finish he'll be bragging about for a while.
As he should. Very impressive.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim, okay?
And it's blocked.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Basket counts. 5 points in the game.
Of the two offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
And I think because of that, they've gotten the better looks to start this basketball game. Boy, despite his efficiency, they just can't get over the hump.
Here's Big Daddy. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Personal foul, second team foul.
Detroit shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
And he can't get the first one. And we keep seeing franchises' values going up, Greg, including the Boston Celtics last season selling for over $6 billion.
Man, those are some deep pockets. And don't forget the Lakers going for in excess of $10 billion as those well-heeled individuals continue to pay these incredible prices. The pressure to unlock new league revenue streams, listen, it's only going to increase.
Here is Boomer. 12 points for him. To the paint. Kicks it out to Johnson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over James. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Detroit leading by 21. Washington, that's for 2. The Wizard, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Duncan with the screen for Lively. Duncan outside. Pass to Boomer. From the arc. Detroit with the rebound.
Boy, after dropping 2 triples in the first quarter, he hasn't hit another yet.
The Big Daddy passes to the Wizard. That shot missing. Good work defensively by Lively. To the right side. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. James against Johnson. The tray. Rebound, Detroit. The captain's got his 4th rebound in this one.
He's trying to flip the script here, but guys, he cannot find any level of consistency.
And now, Allie LaForce says something for us from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the NBA keeping an open mind. Commissioner Adam Silver said, quote, "This is the only league that plays 48 minutes. I'm a fan of 10-minute quarters. A 2-hour format is more consistent with modern television habits, but it's such a dramatic change. Something like that would have to be talked about over time." Kevin?
All right, Allie, thank you for the report. That free throw good from Washington.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
A different look here for Detroit. The captain's checked in for Big Daddy. Rodriguez comes in for the captain. And it's Scott in for the Wizard. Harris is checked in for Minnesota. Tiny comes in for